Okay, 3D printing. This time round, we're going to be checking out a fan favourite and firm favourite of ours.
Yes.
Which is Crooked Dice.
Yay!
Because they are on MyMiniFactory. They have a store there now. So for people who live abroad in foreign places like Ireland, who would have to pay some sort of vicious import tax, or France or America or Australia.
The pulp tax.
The Crooked Dice miniatures are great.
Yes.
And then the 7TV game itself is amazeballs, but getting your hands on the miniatures obviously can be costly. So they've got a whole bunch of stuff in here, and it is expanding at a rate of knots.
It really
you may
is.
spot people you think you recognize. Don't believe them. They're not them. You just think they're them.
They're Skrull.
They are. No, they're not. They're not them either. They're separate, distinct. I think we'll start off with what is 7TV for those of you playing along at home who are unaware. 7TV is a skirmish rule set. It can just be played like a regular skirmish game. You pick your force. Your opponent picks his force. You've got main characters, side characters, and cast and crew. So there's like 3 levels of model that you will buy into your gang, and they're all statted and pointed accordingly. So you can build your heroes, you can build your villains, you can build neutral gangs as well, and the neutrals can go with both. And it's to recreate those TV shows of the period. The idea behind it is they came from 7TV, which was a TV company that did all these action adventure TV shows and films. It went under at one point, in fact, and 8TV appeared with some people who looked not dissimilar to Australian comedians you may or may not be aware of. And 8TV apparently owned all the rights to 7TV stuff and started making new versions. So there's a whole cinematic backstory to 7TV, which is totally unnecessary for the game. And I love it. I love it so much. So you can pick up your rule set through this, which will give you the books. And then after the rules, there are a couple of other bits and pieces called genre guides and the like. And genre guides are an entire encapsulated theme. So if I'll just wave this at you. Actually, I'll shut that for a second. If you want to play fantasy, there is a fantasy genre guide. If you want to play pulp, there is a pulp guide which will cover your sort of 20s to 40s. There is obviously the 80s TV guide, which contains anything for that period of time. So you can go in and you can pick up the genre guides as PDFs as well, and they contain things like character cards. So you get stuff like that, which are also printable as well. So you'll get the PDFs for those. But alongside those, you get prop cards and scenario cards, sort of things that happen during your episode that you're playing on the TV, in your movie set or TV studio. And remember, your gang, if they get killed off, they're just actors, so they're not dead. Their show just got cancelled. Don't worry about it. They'll get hired by somebody else.
Contract termination, gross misconduct.
Yeah. So it includes actual scenarios in here. So the genre guides are like that, and then there are like little campaign packs, which I think may be called episode guides, or a compilation of episode guides make a scenario pack. So it's like an ongoing TV series. So that's the core idea behind the game itself. And within that, you can find all sorts of cracking stuff to allow you to do whatever you want to do. Obviously, if you're going to be playing 7TV, certain things will be nailed in for certain things. So, I mean, for example, if you want a vehicle, you come in here and then you can go and have a look and go, well, I need an Indiana Jones style adventure in a pulp series. So I'm going to require a U-boat for him to try and get onto, or James Bond is going to go and blow it up, so you need one in a sub pen somewhere with Blofeld and friends. You can do your whole horror, The Thing, or Mountains of Madness,
Thundercatty stuff,
a Cthulhu-esque one. You can have your battle tank for your
The lightning
basement.
kittens. Yeah.
Yes. On the planet of Wukong.
Oh, I think I had that toy.
So, I mean, the beauty of Crooked Dice is the homage to television and film.
Yeah.
And obviously, 80s is very us. Well, certainly very me.
I mean,
so
I was tail end.
Yeah,
I'm more 90s.
Yeah, I remember it all. It was cracking. Everything after that point was shit.
But no, actually, because I grew up in Ireland, we kind of got stuff later, so 80s does apply to me as well.
That's because we run 25 minutes and 21 seconds behind GMT. But
I think some of the towns would disagree.
But if you're after interesting things for specific bits and pieces, they're in there. So if you want your Stingray-esque Piranha craft, if you're after a Corvette time machine,
so good.
you can do that. Soldiers of Fortune van. These are all cracking.
Supercars tempting.
That is my favorite. And this is possibly where 3D printing comes into play, because I think they sold a physical one of these in the Kickstarter. I don't know if the physicals ever made it to the website, but it was well over 100 cash money pounds. I think it might have been bordering on 150 to get your massive 1930s-esque
resin
rocket ship in resin.
How big is it?
Oh, it's massive.
There you go. That's
scale. Perfect.
There is not Flash Gordon.
She's beefy.
So yes, if you wanted to have a massive rocket ship for a game of 7TV or Starshock, for example, then it's much easier to do it via the medium of the 3D print, because it's an absolute corker, and everybody likes Flash. Yes. So if we go into the collections, you can see some of the themes that they have, and they give an idea of where you're going, because they have their sort of spy stuff. So you've got and it can be anything from Get Smart through to James Bond itself, so you can do your Cold War bits and pieces. But then you've also got your considerable amounts of sci-fi bits from your Fugitive Fleet or the Moon-based crew.
Yeah, I was thinking, especially because you're quite into your Starschlock at the moment. I was thinking the Moon-based crew stuff would be very like up your alley.
Up my Strasse. Yeah. Right up there.
In your Moon-based corridor.
what I will say is the Fugitive Fleet heroes are absolutely gorgeous.
They're brilliant. Yeah.
There's a spanking that you can get the full set of the classic Battlestar heroes.
The right Battlestar.
The proper
Star Battling Galactics things.
Like God intended. I have picked up some Captain Scarlet figures from them.
I remember,
which are the
security guys,
temporal security to use for Starshock. These are cracking as well. But if you are looking for some retro sci-fi, the collection of retro stuff is huge, because you have that classic Gordon-esque adventure. So you've got the old school Ming the Merciless and the Skullface guards and ones with big hoods and stuff. But then you've also got the sort of Dalek-esque bits and pieces, and then into the 80s, you've I'm going to call them Cybermen, but it's not Cybermen. The Battlestar Cylons.
Oh, Cylons,
Cylons, yes.
Yeah.
Toasters.
On their eyes.
Yes. Toasters, easy way. See, I would love to use this to do some like old school like crossovers. So take two random TV shows and just mash them together and see what happens.
Can Doogie Howser hold off the invasion of Cylons?
Yeah.
Things like that.
There was Peachy, a lot of people will know him on YouTube, who's done loads of videos on like Sharp and all that kind of thing. He's a massive fan of 7TV, and if you're intrigued by the idea of like how the game works and sort of how it plays, he did a really nice battle report a couple of weeks ago where he kind of brought together a bunch of, as we said, sort of like crossover characters from different pulp TV shows and movies, and had them stuck in a fun game or two. So I'll put a link down below to that so you can go and give it a watch as well. See what you think about it. So.
Magnificent tash on him.
Yeah. The other thing that's really good is that a lot of these have come from their recent Kickstarter campaigns. So a fair amount of their recent Kickstarters are we utilize digital sculpting. They still do physical sculpting as well, but a lot of it is through digital means at the same time. And so what's probably going to happen is that a lot of the campaigns they do that feature a lot of digital sculpts will probably end up getting their stuff featured here, because as we've seen, things like the rocket ship and stuff have appeared on my MiniFactory page. But it's also, just as you said, Jerry, just a great opportunity for those people who maybe don't want to have to pay the postage cost over in America or whatever to just get these files and start printing, because they're great. They're great files. They're pre-supported and unsupported as well, so you can do what you like with them. So have some fun.
Do we have many like goon characters, minion characters on here?
Oh, there are plenty of goons in here.
Oh yeah. I mean, but there's a whole rake of them there.
Yeah.
Or do you mean as in the Canadian hockey movie, The Goon?
No, I do not. No, I do not.
You never know; it might be on the cards.
It's one of those things. If you want to do like the classic scene from some of the old shows, where it's just like a massive amount of dungers going after your heroes, this will help you do that, because
tons of mooks.
Yeah, because as soon as you have the sculpt, you can print as many as you want.
Yeah.
So you can do like something stupidly massive.
Bit of old school Dracula as well.
It's a really nice set, obviously, for their horror supplement / TV show. And because you're always playing out sort of action set pieces on your stage as well, it means you can really lean in and go whole hog into building your set, your board and everything else, and making it look like a regular street or table. So if you've got a load of stuff for a specific genre already, like fantasy or moderns, you can just use that. But if you want to just lean into it was a TV show, you can just do really quick
wobbly walls.
The only thing that's there is the front of the buildings.
The back. They're just all backdrops, which means you can just print out your sets and then stick them to a bit of L-shaped card or balsa.
That would be such a good
then just go
board. All of it backed onto like MDF. Yeah. MDF kind of thing.
Even if you have some like plastic card and stuff, you can just start carving it up to actually do like the big crane rigs and stuff for cameras and all, and have them poking in.
That'd be super cool.
That's getting beyond what I want to do, which is just put as much stuff on the table as quickly as possible so I can cycle through things.
Oh, you want to play full episodic?
Yeah.
But yeah, the range is ever growing and absolutely spanking gorgeous.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And they'll be at Salute this year, so if you like to look at this stuff and you want to get it physically and you come into Salute, obviously come and check out the guys at Crooked Dice and have a look.
Speaking of, if you want to see what's going on, the Salute game that they came up with for last year, the guide is available as a PDF there for free, so you can download that. And they have a few other things on their own website as well that you can grab episode guides that are free as well. But yeah, so if you want to play Battlestar or V, if you want to do 30s Flash, or Get Smart, if you want to be a bit tongue-in-cheek with your spying, all of these things are capable and able, and you can just have a lot of fun just reliving someone's wasted youth. Might not be your own. But yeah, there's a mountain of stuff to get through in there.
You're never too big to play with toys.
Never, ever. So there you go. Check out Crooked Dice's shop over at MyMiniFactory if you're doing the ones and zeros thing, and if you still like metals, just get.
You can,
yeah. And like Ben said, you can find them this year at Salute if you're coming along.
Very true.
Yes, that probably wouldn't be cheaper for importing, flying all the way to London, putting yourself up, buying your stuff.
Would it be funner?
Get a friend to fly to London and get them to send you the things and pay all the postage fees.
It's the best way.
There's a business idea for someone, you are just a personal shopper. You hang a tablet around your neck with a Zoom call on the go. You're walking around, they're directing you what to buy.
Yeah. You're the
Pass the earpiece over to the person on the stand when they're asking question. Yeah. You are just, their digital physical presence.
Yeah. The Salute sommelier. Yeah.
Something robust. Robust. Right. I think we'll have a quick swish and take a look at some board news.
Even more news, bitches.